Hollywood legend Kevin Costner, known for his rugged good looks and magnetic presence, has broken his silence with a shocking statement that has stunned everyone. Both fans and colleagues of Kevin Costner, who has been in acclaimed films like Tin Cup, Dances with Wolves, and The Untouchables, are taken aback by his most recent revelation. Why would this legendary actor suddenly break his silence after years of remaining out of the public eye? Come with us as we investigate Kevin's long-kept secrets and the circumstances surrounding his decision to come clean. The stunning and unexpected specifics of Costner's confession provide insight into the personal challenges and victories that have molded his life and profession. To begin, which of Costner's films has been more successful? Yellowstone series. In 2018, the much-lauded neo-Western drama Yellowstone debuted on television. The show was created by Taylor Sheridan and revolves around the Dutton family, who own the largest ranch in America, close to Yellowstone National Park. As he reflected on the changes happening in the American West, the place where he grew up, Sheridan wrote Yellowstone and a handful of other modern westerns. Sheridan often talks about how his early experiences riding horses in a small village in Texas shaped his love for westerns. He had an initial interest in acting, but after pursuing theater, he found his true calling as a screenwriter. He was curious to explore the modern American West, a topic Hollywood often ignores, and reminisced about stories from his youth through this endeavor. He drew inspiration for Yellowstone's environment and themes from his time spent living on a ranch in Texas. Being true to himself meant attempting an accurate portrayal of the unique dynamics of this way of life in the context of the present day. The renowned and singular style of director Jim Sheridan was cemented in the neo-Western subgenre with films like Sicario and No Country for Old Men. Both the cultural effects of Western brutality and the difficulties experienced by middle-class families throughout this time of transition were examined in these films. Additionally, there are indications of outside influences. Horizon, an American saga, a Western screenplay by Kevin Costner, has allegedly inspired Sheridan, but the actors' camp has denied the rumor. The narrative in Yellowstone was most likely shaped by Sheridan's real-life experiences. He wanted to write complex stories about people in a style that was unique to him after struggling as a Hollywood actor. Yellowstone, like his earlier works, focuses on strong characters and authenticity, protesting developers, the Broken Rock Indian Reservation, and the ever-expanding national park. Kevin Costner plays patriarch John Dutton, who fiercely protects his property and history. As the Duttons and their allies and enemies, the ensemble cast is headed by Kelly Riley, Luke Grimes, Wes Bentley, and Cole Hauser. The jaw-dropping cinematography is a trademark of Yellowstone. In order to recreate the expansive American West vistas that surround Dutton Ranch, the film crew painstakingly filmed throughout Utah and Montana. Many have praised this particular attention to detail that is grounded in reality. Yellowstone is well known not only for its breathtaking scenery, but also for the complex story it tells. Years of animosity and power struggles define the Dutton family history, which the show delves into. These conflicts determine the course of the family's life and the fate of their estate. The elaborately complex and riveting plot is crafted by Sheridan's writing, which gets sharper and more captivating with each episode. Production on the show began in August 2017 with the use of various locations in Utah and Montana. In December 2017, it was said that production had stopped. Montana served as the primary location for the subsequent seasons, uncovering its impending move to an undisclosed location in Missoula, Montana. The series made the announcement in August 2020. Prequel series like 1,883 Inches and 1923 expanded the Yellowstone brand and delved further into the Dutton family's past as production went on. However, along with this increase came manufacturing issues. Cast and crew were affected by production delays in 2021 as a result of the pandemic-related virus on site. Season 5 was split into 2 parts, and filming started in Missoula in June 2022. The writers' strike in May 2023 delayed the release of Part 2 of the show, which was originally scheduled to broadcast in November 2022. In April of 2024, production will pick back up alongside the publication of Parts 2 and 3. Production was indefinitely halted in July 2023 due to the SAG-AFTRA and WGA strikes, which added another layer of complexity. In spite of obstacles like weather delays, issues with filming locations, pandemics, and strikes, the show's production crew has proven to be remarkably inventive and adaptable. Their commitment to filming in Montana and creating a production center in Missoula has greatly benefited the local economy and maintained the series' authentic Western vibe in Yellowstone. However, with the impending split fifth season, the much-anticipated series will conclude. November 2023 and April 2024 are the tentative air dates for the last episodes. A big factor in this decision is the revelation of Kevin Costner's departure from the role of the main character John Dutton. For what reasons is he departing? Pay close attention. The reasons why Costner left Yellowstone. Costner flat out denied any suggestion that anything other than Yellowstone was his main focus. Claiming that the scheduling issues had originated with the production crew, he asserted with conviction that he had nothing to do with them. Additionally, Costner stated that he had opted to remain focused on his profession and not engage in the public discourse surrounding the matter. But since he was approached directly, he felt compelled to handle the matter. During an honest moment, Costner talked about how the crew handled the crisis. He supposedly said they didn't back him up or speak out for him when the situation was going on. Even more frustrating was Costner's claim that the crew had left him to cope with the fallout. He went on to say that he doesn't usually talk to the press unless he's promoting a film and that he usually keeps his private life out of his work life. Still, he felt forced to respond to what he thought was a fair and acceptable inquiry. Despite his lack of motivation to speak up earlier, due to his preoccupation with other matters, Costner claimed that the production crew likely anticipated his ultimate speech. Costner addressed the criticism he has received over the past year and a half, particularly the claim that he has prioritized Horizon above Yellowstone, during the continuing discussion. He strongly refuted the claims, noting that production delays had prevented the regular 10 episodes from being completed on multiple occasions. In response to claims that he intentionally limited his availability, he acknowledged to working just 43 days in a single season. In addition, Costner went into detail about how, per his agreement, he was obligated to spend a week in London promoting his projects in the midst of the COVID-19 outbreak. He was quite clear that his engagement with Horizon did not cause any scheduling conflicts. Rather, they were the result of decisions made by the production crew. Variety was able to confirm from production insiders that Costner's departure was largely due to a scheduling conflict between Yellowstone and Horizon. Deadline claims that the scheduling conflicts were already difficult to resolve as Costner's limited availability became even more apparent throughout the course of the series. During the first season of Yellowstone, Costner had intended to film for 65 days. However, for the current season, he requested merely 50 days to complete the first half of the shoot. The creation of the second batch of episodes was immediately impacted by the decrease in availability. According to sources who spoke with Page 6, Costner had previously expressed a desire to film for a single week in May 2023. Claims that Costner had halted production on the latter half of Season 5 were denied by Costner's attorney Marty Singer, according to Puck News. According to Singer, the reports are completely false and ridiculous, therefore fans shouldn't believe them. Contrary to what some have said, he insisted that Costner had not limited his schedule to just 1 week. Warner Brothers and New Line Cinema acquired a 4-part Western saga called Horizon, which kept Kevin Costner busy while filming on Yellowstone Season 5 was due to be underway. Supposedly, Costner's timetable for Yellowstone was already tight due to the difficult 220-day filming timeline of Horizon. All 4 episodes of Horizon might take up to 8 months to film. According to Costner's interview with Variety, the first segment of the project began filming in the fall of 2022, while the next 3 sections are set to start shooting in April of 2023. The Independent also spoke with Luke Grimes, who portrayed Case Dutton, the on-screen son of Costner and Yellowstone, and who shared his thoughts on the matter. Despite the unfortunate circumstances, Grimes allegedly said that he understood Costner's choice to leave the show, even though he saw how Costner's decision affected the program. Taylor Sheridan says to Costner's exit, during an interview with The Hollywood Reporter in June 2023, Yellowstone series creator Taylor Sheridan presented a different perspective. According to Sheridan, Kevin Costner expressed interest in directing his passion project during their final conversation. However, Sheridan noted that Costner had a previous agreement with the network that he needed to honor. Costner could choose his own leaving date, according to Sheridan, but he had no say over scheduling issues. The filming and airing schedules are not decisions that he makes, he stated emphatically. He isn't capable of handling that. Despite the lack of a final script and an agreement, The Hollywood Reporter said that Costner was reportedly in talks to film a few scenes to wrap out his character's journey. While acknowledging the situation, Sheridan praised Costner's talent, particularly in his portrayal of the great John Dutton, and emphasized his respect for the actor. On the other hand, Sheridan did say that speaking to each other directly would have solved the problems, but that the involvement of lawyers just made matters worse. According to Sheridan, the lawyers' involvement led to confusion, disorder, and false accusations. He wished Costner the best of luck with Horizon and acknowledged his tremendous commitment to the project. Sheridan voiced her displeasure with the planned resolution involving John Dutton's character. The plot's ending, he revealed, would be condensed but otherwise unaltered. His statement made it rather apparent that Dutton was not meant to be a part of the show's finale. Therefore, his exit would not have a major impact on the overall plot. In response to a query on Dutton's destiny on the show, Sheridan joked that he managed to stay clear of vehicle accidents. He continued by saying that telling the narrative was more important to him than caring about how it made Costner feel. Concerning his alleged God complex, and whether or not he was seen as a controlling figure during production, Sheridan was interrogated. He responded, with a laugh, that he wouldn't always agree, but that some people, especially line producers, may. After that, he explained his straightforward approach to communicating with everyone involved in the project and asked what the word God complex meant. According to him, he was tasked with developing and documenting this notion so that the network could market it. Meanwhile, Variety said that November 2023 was the original air date for the last episodes of Yellowstone Season 5. However, these episodes would not premiere until November 2024 as a result of the Writers Guild and SAG-AFTRA strike. The Hollywood Reporter states that the strikes delayed the start of production on Yellowstone 2 from its original March 2023 deadline. The chaos that ensued following Costner's exit announcement, however, caused this to be postponed. A hopeful outlook on the Yellowstone franchise's future was maintained by Showtime and MTV Entertainment Studios president and CEO Chris McCarthy. After claiming that Yellowstone set the stage for hit series like 1083 Inches and Tulsa King, he expressed hope for the show's future. Because of the incredible talent and Taylor Sheridan's brilliant imagination, I have no doubt that our forthcoming Yellowstone continuation will be a smashing hit. The network revealed that production is underway on Yellowstone 2, with an expected December 2023 premiere. While speaking with The Hollywood Reporter, Sheridan brought up the impending sequel and revealed that they were far along in the casting process with Matthew McConaughey. According to Sheridan, McConaughey was a natural choice for the part. He gives the impression of being an honest person. In the course of our conversations, we came up with a few ideas. Then he started reacting to Yellowstone on TV. He expressed his intention to do it. Sheridan clarified that by this he meant losing oneself in a primitive realm at odds with the modern one. Sheridan may reconsider his casting and location choices for the next series, even if rumors had suggested that the same performers from Yellowstone would be back for it. By saying, "In my opinion, a spin-off is basically the same thing as a prequel," he left room for interpretation. You are free to understand it any way you like. Yellowstone was nevertheless a huge hit despite the problems caused by Costner's departure. According to reports made before the deadline, almost 16 million people tuned in to see the premiere of Season 5 on many networks, including Paramount, CMT, Pop, and TV Land. With these results, Yellowstone was not only the most-watched TV show of 2022, but also the most-watched cable premiere since 2017's The Walking Dead. Based on the show's success, Paramount ordered many offshoot prequel programs, including 666, 1883, and 1932. 1883 portrayed the early years of the Dutton family's creation of Yellowstone Ranch and included Tim McGraw, Faith Hill, and Sam Elliott. 40 years later, in 22 Inches, Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren portrayed another set of Duttons navigating the challenges of the 20th century. It was confirmed in February 2023 that the show will return for a second season. Another spin-off, 66, was also in development. It was centered on the 6666 ranches in Texas that Sheridan and his investors had purchased in 2022. Meanwhile, Kevin Costner's involvement with Yellowstone turned out to be financially rewarding. In Season 5, Costner made more than $3 million in each episode, according to Variety. This is a significant increase from Season 1 when he made $500,000 per episode. With 14 episodes in the most recent season, Costner might have made almost $2 million. Despite ongoing speculation that Costner was planning to leave the film, Variety reported that the actor was fully committed to Horizon. Costner remained committed to his projects despite the controversy surrounding his departure. And under Sheridan's leadership, Yellowstone and its growing world kept moving forward. Thus, let us retrace our steps a bit. Who exactly is Costner? He was famous for his role in Yellowstone, but what else did he do? Costner's early years and career. He was the youngest of 3 sons and was born on January 18, 1955, in Linwood, California. Linwood is located in the state of California. Dan, his eldest brother, was born in 1950, while his middle brother, who was born in 1953, regrettably went away at birth for unfortunate reasons. Kevin's mother, Sharon Ray, worked in the welfare sector, while Kevin's father, William, worked as an electrician at Southern California Edison before progressing to an executive position there. Kevin's father later became an executive at Southern California Edison. Because of his father's advancement in his career, Costner moved around quite a bit when he was a boy, yet his family never left California. The fact that he moved around quite a bit caused him to switch schools quite frequently, which resulted in him not having any friends that remained with him for an extended period of time and caused his self-esteem to deteriorate throughout his academic years. Despite this, he was able to attain success in athletics, particularly in the areas of basketball, football, and baseball while he was still in high school. After completing his secondary school education, Costner went on to enroll at California State University, Fullerton, where he concentrated his studies on marketing. He attended acting classes in secret throughout his final year of life, without notifying his wife of his activities. In the course of his trip from Mexico, Kevin Costner had an unanticipated encounter with the actor Richard Burton, which served as a defining experience for him and inspired him to pursue acting as a career. In the years after his graduation in 1978, he had a variety of temporary jobs, including driving trucks and giving tours of the houses of celebrities, all the while working toward the goal of establishing a career in acting. He had his first appearance in the ensemble picture The Big Chill, which was released in 1983, although his portions were ultimately cut out of the film. Costner was hired for the film Silverado, a Western that was released in 1985 and offered him countless opportunities in Hollywood. Despite this, the director, Lawrence Kasdan, was astonished by the performance and hired him for the picture. Following the release of films such as The Untouchables, 1987, No Way Out, 1987, and Field of Dreams, 1989, Kevin Costner continued to establish himself as an A-list personality. His epic picture, Dances with Wolves, which he acted in and directed, was a huge hit in 1990, earning him 7 Academy Awards and enhancing his reputation as a gifted performer and filmmaker. He also directed the film. Throughout the decade of the 1990s, there were a number of films that had remarkable performances, including Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, 1991, The Bodyguard, 1992, Wyatt Earp, 1994, and JFK, 1991. Costner made his return to directing in 1997 with the film The Postman, which received a variety of reactions from audiences. During the decade of the 2000s, Kevin Costner made a remarkable comeback with films such as Open Range, 2003, The Upside of Anger, 2005, and The Company Man, 2010. As a result of his performance in the miniseries Hatfields and McCoys, which aired on the History Channel in 2012, he was awarded the Emmy Award for Best Actor in a Miniseries. He has earned success in the world of television. Aside from his work as an actor and director, Kevin Costner is also a passionate music enthusiast. Kevin Costner and Modern West is the name of the country rock band that he founded. They have released a number of albums, including Untold Truths, 2008, Turn It On, 2010, and Tales from Yellowstone, 2020. In addition to performing in Istanbul and Rome, the band has also performed in a number of other places throughout the world. Over the course of his acting career, Kevin Costner has been honored with a number of accolades, including 2 Academy Awards, 2 Golden Globe Awards, a Primetime Emmy Award, and 2 Screen Actors Guild Awards. Several of his works, including The Postman, earned him nominations for the Academy Award in the categories of Best Director and Best Picture. Although he had a good job, his personal passion was little in comparison to the success of his career. Relationships and marriages. However, he has faced multiple personal obstacles throughout his life. In his personal life, Costner has been married twice, although each marriage ended in divorce. With 3 separate women, he fathered 7 children. Take his marriage to Cindy Silva as an example. They had known each other since the late 1970s when they were both students at California State University, Fullerton. Costner was only 23 years old when they married the marriage in 1978 after dating throughout college. At the time, he was only starting to get acting gigs. From what we can see, they were initially really dedicated to each other. While Costner juggled a number of odd jobs to make ends meet throughout his arduous acting career, Silva worked for Delta Airlines. Their marriage started to suffer in the mid-1980s as Costner's fame started to grow from his parts in movies like No Way Out and The Untouchables. After becoming irritated by the continual female attention, Silva loses interest in Costner's more provocative parts. In the early 1990s, things finally broke down due to reports of Costner's extramarital affairs. Thoughts circulated that while filming Waterworld in Hawaii, Kevin Costner was involved with hula dancer Michelle Amaral. After 16 years of marriage, Silva decided to seek a divorce from Amaral in 1994 because of the persistent rumors, even if her spouse denied them. All issues pertaining to our children and our finances have been resolved, they declared in their joint declaration. It became one of the most costly divorces in Hollywood history. Despite their amicability, Silva received a settlement of over $80 million from Costner, despite the fact that she had never entered into a prenuptial agreement. Costner revealed that his convictions had been shaken in a 2012 interview with the media. Although no one ever wants their marriage to end, it inevitably does. You can say goodbye to half as many visits with your cherished kids. Wow, that's a serious shortfall. He and Silva raised their 3 children, Joe, Annie, and Lily, together despite the high costs and widespread publicity. After the divorce, they reportedly focused on their shared affection for their children. Kevin Costner began dating Bridget Rooney, the famous heiress of the Pittsburgh Steelers. In the mid-1990s, Rooney is the family owner of the NFL franchise. It occurred not long after his bitter 1994 divorce from Cindy Silva. At first, Costner and Rooney didn't want anyone to know they were dating. After initially denying the pregnancy, Rooney came clean in 1996 that she was expecting Costner's child, leading to a paternity dispute. After Rooney made the request, Costner was found to be the biological father of Liam Costner through a paternity test. In October of 1996, a baby boy named Liam was born. Following the results of the paternity test, Costner established a trust fund for his kid and assumed full parental responsibilities. Despite the fact that Liam is supposed to spend time with both of his parents according to the custody arrangement, Costner allegedly pays little to no visitation to his kid. Rooney and Costner became increasingly estranged over the years. Rooney and Bill Koch, a rich businessman, were married in 2005. They are the parents of a daughter. Costner, meantime, had already tied the knot with Christine Baumgartner, his second wife. Costner was playing golf in the 1990s when the two first crossed paths in 1996 while filming Tin Cup. Their romance began after an accidental encounter at a restaurant in 1998. Wedding ceremonies were held on Costner's 160-acre property in Aspen, Colorado, in September 2004. Grace, Hayes, and Caden are the children of Baumgartner and Costner. She also became a stepmother to Costner's children from his previous relationships, Liam from his time with Rooney, Joe, and Annie from his marriage to Silva. Nevertheless, after 19 years of marriage, Baumgartner filed for divorce from Costner in May of 2023, citing irreconcilable differences as the reason for the split. According to court records, the couple's split occurred in April 2023, only 1 month prior. Despite the prenup's requirement that she vacate the California property 30 days following the couple's breakup, Baumgartner remained steadfast in her reluctance to do so, leading to a contentious divorce battle between Costner and Baumgartner. Baumgartner stated that she was unable to move since she did not have any income. On the topic of dividing up home belongings, the ex-partners likewise held differing views. Baumgartner made light of Costner's attempt to snatch up an excessive number of cooking utensils. In terms of child support, Costner paid $10,000 to cover Baumgartner's moving expenses and $30,000 per month toward a rented property. For months, they were embroiled in a court battle, ending with a decision made in September 2023. Prenuptial agreements were upheld by the judge, but details of the settlement were kept secret. The couple chose to co-parent their 3 children amicably, which is a positive outlook. Baumgartner was also ordered to receive child support payments from Costner, amounting to $63,000 each month. February 2024 was the final resolution of the divorce case. In May 2024, not long after Baumgartner's divorce from Costner was finalized, she was spotted in Montecito, California, with financier Josh Connor, holding hands and displaying affection. When they were spotted on a Hawaiian vacation together the previous summer, rumors of their connection started circulating. During her divorce, Baumgartner denied having a romantic relationship with Connor, but she subsequently came clean about it. According to those close to the situation, Baumgartner began seeing Connor shortly after breaking up with Costner. Baumgartner is a single mom, and Connor is said to understand her plight and share her love of the beach and beach life. But what does Costner care about? In what ways did he personally become involved? Pay close attention. Costner's interest and activism. Kevin Costner was a member of the Republican Party when he was younger and in the beginning of his life. In addition to being a close friend of Ronald Reagan, the 41st President of the United States, he was also a staunch supporter of Reagan's political agenda. Through their frequent participation in golf together, they established a connection that extended beyond politics. The fact that Costner was recognized for his admiration of Ronald Reagan and that he actively backed conservative politics and beliefs during that time period is well known. On the other hand, by the beginning of the 1990s, Costner had undergone a significant shift in his political beliefs. He had previously been affiliated with the Republican Party. Nevertheless, in 1992, he began providing financial aid to Democratic lawmakers. This was a substantial reversal from his former membership. He was a supporter of prominent Democrats, including Al Gore, who had previously served as Vice President of the United States, and Tom Daschle, who had previously held the position of Senate Majority Leader. Despite the fact that Costner altered his alignment, he continued to show his support for the Republican Party by contributing to Phil Graham's campaign in the year 1995. Although Costner's political ideas shifted during the course of his career, this illustrates that he never wavered in his dedication to supporting candidates from a variety of political parties when he found himself in agreement with their positions. Prior to the presidential election in the United States in 2008, Costner made the statement that he was politically active, but that he had no intention of running for office. Having stated, "I've had a very exciting life," he provided further clarification on this matter, implying that his accomplishments and personal experiences had satisfied whatever aspirations he may have had for political involvement. Costner made the decision not to run for public office, and instead directed his influence toward encouraging others, particularly young people, to participate in political activities. The Democratic candidate, Barack Obama, received Costner's support in the last days of the election in 2008, while he was running for president. During that time period, Costner was a resident of Colorado and was a major figure in providing support for Obama's campaign in the state. At Colorado State University, he delivered an animated speech in which he emphasized the significance of young voters casting their ballots early and with enthusiasm. Costner acknowledged the shortcomings of his generation and accepted that they had not been successful in bringing about improvements in the world. He then urged the next generation to take action and accomplish achievements that his generation had been unable to do. In the years following the election in 2008, Costner continued to be involved in political activities. By sending a heartfelt tribute to British military soldiers stationed around the world in October 2014, he demonstrated his appreciation for their service. This expression of gratitude brought to light his admiration for the sacrifices made by the servicemen, irrespective of the particular nation from which they originated. What is it about Costner that you adore the most? Are you of the opinion that the reasons he gave for leaving Yellowstone are reasonable? In the space provided below, please leave a comment. You should click the next video that appears on your screen, as well as like and subscribe to this video if you found it entertaining.